Hello friends. One author says human beings are pattern making machines, while another author says we are pattern seeking animals. Whatever we do, we seek to follow a pattern. For example, before going to bed, we set alarm in the mobile and leave the mobile at exactly the same place daily. When we hear the alarm sound in the morning, our hand just moves unconsciously to turn it off even without opening our eyes, because the hands know where the mobile is kept regularly. Some keep two alarms, one to remind it is time to get up and another to actually get up from the bed. A few get up and run out of the bedroom at once on hearing the first alarm sound. Then, as a routine, have the same coffee or tea. Some go for walk, get ready, drive to the work. Feel the same feelings on seeing your boss and the colleagues. Return home in the evening with the same sad face and show all the day's accumulated stress at home. Does it resemble your daily routines? Then you have a new choice to choose from. These routines or patterns on how we think, how we feel, and how we behave are in fact good, because we don't have to keep reinventing things to do our daily routines. But when you stick to a specific pattern for long, it may just be sufficient to keep the life moving without much improvement in the standard of your life. In the long term, it can become a hurdle if there is a need to create new things, take new decisions, change an unwanted behavior, or learn a new behavior. In the worst case, sometimes the same thought processes might get transferred to your children as well, as if it were a gift, genetic gift from the heaven. By following a pattern for long, we are making the brain activity to almost nil. Mr. Natti was walking to his office for work. He was speaking to his friend on the mobile while walking. There was a banana skin on the way and he slipped on the banana skin without noticing and fell down. Then, after a couple of weeks or so, while walking on the same road, he saw another banana skin. Do you know what he thought? He shouted loudly, "Oh my God, I have to slip and fall again." This is the extent to which it can go if we keep following a pattern in anything and everything for too long. We close all the doors to see new possibilities in any given situation. We went to buy a saree for my wife. She saw a few designs and then she looked tensed. I asked why she was feeling tensed. She said, "You will get stressed out if I take more than an hour to choose a saree. And now I have only 20 more minutes for that. And I know I can't finish by that time. When I think about this, I get tensed." This is what she replied. See how I have followed a pattern that affected my wife. If not for this pattern, it is possible to convert a shopping experience to be a blissful one. Isn't it so? I used to get headache very frequently when I was in my 30s. I was working in Karur at that time. Once a month I used to visit my parents in my village near Sivakasi. To spend more time with them during the day, I used to travel in the night, be with them during the next full day and return the next night. During one such trip to my village, I started getting headache after lunch. Towards the evening, it became very severe. Then I went to a doctor and had an injection. Within the next 30 minutes or so, I'll be all right. Then travel back in the night to reach my office the next morning. This headache repeated during the next couple of trips to the village. Then my mind formed it as a pattern. Once I did not get any headache, I started thinking about that. How this time I did not get any headache so far, and yes, I got it within the next hour or so. The next time The moment I decide this week I have to travel in the night, I used to get the headache immediately, even before 2 or 3 days of the travel. This is how patterns can cheat you. It can pull you down, it can put you down, it can drain your energies, and it can bring all your resources down. If you notice, we follow a pattern even for being happy and for being sad too. What can we do with these patterns in life? Do we have to live with them for lifelong? This is the topic of this video. Interrupting a pattern consciously. To tell you the truth, people follow a pattern to get depressed. If we can interrupt that pattern, we can make them escape from being depressed. People follow a pattern to get angry. Pattern interruption can make them cool. People follow a pattern to feel sad. If we can interrupt that pattern, we can make them smile. If you want to interrupt a pattern, you should be able to get dissociated from that experience. We know that while you are associated, you feel you are part of that experience, and sometimes your brain is not under your control. But when you are dissociated, you no longer feel part of the experience, and since you are just observing that experience from the outside, you don't have those feelings attached to the specific experience. Let us take an example. You have an argument with your spouse, let us say. Each partner follows a standard pattern in starting an argument and finishing it, or making it as a fight in the end. If you can dissociate, you can always find points where you can interrupt the partner's pattern consciously. For example, let us assume your wife goes on shouting and you sense it is about to turn into a fight. Suddenly, but consciously, you can say to your wife, I also have a doubt about you for long, but did I ever ask you? The moment you say, it would stop the flow of words and she would become curious to know what you are going to say the next. Then, let us say, you can say, I have doubt whether you look beautiful when you are angry or when you are smiling. Now that the pattern of her flow is interrupted, she can't continue from where she left off with that original intensity. She becomes more open to listen to your points of views now. If it is your hobby, you can interrupt by saying something unrelated to the current argument, like, it is all because my friend, she just judged you wrongly. Suddenly he will stop his flow of words and ask, why, what is wrong with that? No, she said, you take smart decisions at work. Now that the flow of argument has been interrupted, he will be more open to listen to you and cannot continue the flow from where he left off. Now you are free to let him know your points of view. I forgot to tell you one thing. For you to interrupt someone else's pattern, you should have built enough rapport with that person. If not, it would be misunderstood to be disrespectful to talk about something unrelated during crucial conversations. You can try such pattern interruptions and see how things unfold. You can have interruptions by yourselves, even on small things like, number 1, you can keep the mobile at a different spot before going to bed. Number 2, you can wear your shoes on the left leg first if you are wearing the right daily. You can use the manual key to open the car lock if you are always using the remote. Drive in a different route to office than what you normally drive. You can sit right in office if you are always sitting in a bending posture. Call your wife at an unexpected time from the office. Surprise the family by returning home with a big smile on the face. Have a bath in the evening also if you have been having only in the mornings. Take your family for dining to an Italian restaurant, skipping the ones you visit often. Visit your close friend or relative without informing them in advance and see how they react. Surprise someone by calling them at midnight to convey birthday wishes. Have I given some clarity on this topic? Do you feel you can use it in your life during crucial times? Try using them in your life and let me know in the comment box below. If yes, please share this video with your family and friends for them to learn this art. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.